Hi, Todd Warren here in the Forecast Center with your Monday look at any weather concerns coming up here in the next week, 10 days. And over the next couple of days, few worries. Actually, some good news. A little bit of rain possible across the northern part of the area as we will see cooler temperatures across all of the region. There is a disturbance. You can see it right here, which is going to move over the top of the ridge and move within this northwesterly flow. That's going to bring the likelihood of some showers and a few thunderstorms that will begin to increase very late Thursday and reach their peak Thursday night and Friday before coming to an end at some point this weekend. And once that settles and moves through, we will settle into a drier weather pattern for next week. Now, during this time frame, we're not looking at much as far as any severe weather threat, although the risk is not zero. We'll have to keep an eye on Friday. Main concern could end up being heavy rain. This is a look at the 10-day numbers from the blend of models showing 1.5 inches to upwards of 3 inches possible across parts of the Arklatex during this time frame. Most of this rain will happen from Thursday through Saturday of this week. Just giving you a model by model breakdown, you can see that potentially heavy rain will be possible pretty much anywhere across the region. As you can see, some locations could see more than 3 inches of rain before it's all said and done, and earlier runs of some of these models were even heavier. So the potential is there for some heavy rain, something we'll be keeping an eye on as we move through the rest of this week. In the tropics, really no worries to be concerned about, as we do have Tropical Storm Fernand, which is moving away from the U.S. coast, and once this dissipates, that's pretty much it. National Hurricane Center indicates no tropical development anticipated here for the next week. So as far as your weather worry index today, put it at 2 once again, although it could go up if it becomes more obvious that we're looking at a bigger threat for some flash flooding later this week. Again, that severe weather risk is looking low, but it's not zero, something else that we'll be watching for in the coming week. So your 10-day forecast shows the good news is that we will cool off. The hottest day probably Thursday, with highs in the low to middle 90s, 80s for several days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then back to the low 90s during the week next week as our best chance of rain, probably late Thursday night, and Friday, and then we'll settle back into a drier weather pattern to begin next week.